Uncle Podger Hangs a Picture by Jerome Jerome, 1859 1927. He was born in Caldmore, Walsall, England, was a comic writer and a humorist. Let's go to the chapter. You never saw such a commotion up and down a house in all your life as when Mr. Uncle Podger undertook to do a job. A picture would have come home from frame makers, be standing in the dining room waiting to be put up. Aunt Podger would ask what was to be done with it. Uncle Podger would say, in this paragraph, writer says that you have never seen such sort of disturbance in any house, but in the house of Uncle Podger, when he undertakes to do a job, you will find this kind of disturbance. A picture is there in the house which has come from frame makers. It is standing in dining room, waiting to be put up. Somebody needs that picture to be put up on the wall. Aunt Podger, wife of Uncle Podger, would ask what was to be done with it. Uncle Podger would say, "Oh, you leave that to me. Don't you, any of you, worry yourself about that. I'll do all that." This is said by Uncle Podger. Then he would take off his coat, he removes his coat and begin. He would send the girl out for 6 penny worth of nails. He sends one of the girls to buy the nails, and then one of the boys after her to tell her what size to get. Then he forgets to tell her the size. Then he sends one of the boys after her to tell her what size to get. From that, he would gradually walk down and start the whole house. "Now, you go and get me my hammer, Will." He tells Will to get his hammer. He would shout, "And you bring me the rule, Tom." And he says Tom to bring him the rule. "And I shall want step ladder too." He says this to Tom. "And I had better have a kitchen chair too. And Jim, you run round to Mr. Goggles and tell him, pass kind regards." He sends Mr. Jim to Mr. Goggles and tell him, first convey my regards to him and ask him about his leg. And will he lend him his split level and borrow a split level from Mr. Goggles. "And don't you go, Maria, because I shall want somebody to hold me the light." And he says Maria to hold him the light. He says, "You don't go anywhere, you stay with me." When the girl comes back, she must go out again for a bit of picture cord. When the girl he has sent to bring nails will come back, he'll send her again to bring a picture cord. And Tom, where is Tom? "Tom, you come here. I shall want you to hand me up the picture. You please help me to hand me the picture, hand over the picture to me." Then he would lift up the picture and drop it. It would come out of the frame and he would try to save the glass. He was trying to save the glass. Suddenly the picture fell down and cut himself. The glass cut himself. Then he would spring round the room looking for his handkerchief. Now he was running here and there in the room looking for his handkerchief. He could not find his handkerchief because it was in the pocket of the coat. And that handkerchief was in the pocket of his coat, which he had taken off. He did not know where he had put the coat. He was searching all around the room, but he didn't know where he had put the coat. All the house had to leave off looking for his tools. Everybody in the house was running here and there to look for his coat. and start looking for his coat, while he would dance round and hinder them. Dance round, because he was running here and there as if he was dancing and obstructing everyone, those who were searching for his coat. Doesn't anybody in the whole house know where my coat is? I never came across such a set in all my life. Upon my word, I didn't. 6 of you, and you can't find a coat that I put down not 5 minutes ago? Well, of all the, he shouts at them. Then he'd get up, suddenly he got up and find that he had been sitting on it, and would call out. And actually, it was his mistake. He was sitting on the coat which he was searching, and he let everyone search in the house. He was sitting on that coat. Oh, you can give it up. I have found it myself now. Might just as well ask the cat to find anything as expect you people to find it. Now he scolds at family members and tells that I can better tell the cat to find anything, except all of you, you are sluggish and inactive. He means that. And when half an hour had been spent in trying up his finger, because his fingers was hurt, a new glass had been got. Tools, ladder, chair, candle had been brought. He would have another go. Now he is trying once again to fix the picture. The whole family, including the girl and charwoman. Who is charwoman? A woman hired for housework, a maid, standing round in a semicircle, ready to help. 2 people would have to hold the chair, third would help him up on it, hold him there, and a fourth would hand him a nail. Fifth would pass him up the hammer, and he would take hold of the nail and drop it. There he would say in an injured tone, now the nail's gone, because he himself dropped them. We would all have to go down on our knees and grovel. What is grovel? Crawl like snakes for it, while he would stand on chair and grunt. Grunt means shout. Want to know if he was to be kept there all the evening. The nail would be found at last. Suddenly the nail was found. By that time he would have lost the hammer. The nails are found now, but the hammer is lost. Where is the hammer? What did I do with the hammer? Great heavens, 7 of you gaping round there. Gaping means surprised, no? When your mouth is open and you are surprised, no? Gaping round there, you don't know what I did with the hammer. He himself lost the hammer, but he's asking them, how? Where is the hammer? What did I do with the hammer? Great heavens, 7 of you gaping round there, you don't know what I did with the hammer. We would find the hammer for him, then he would have lost sight of the mark he had made on the wall. They found hammer for him, suddenly he lost the sight of the mark where he was going to fix the picture on the wall, where the nail was to go on. Each of us had to get up on the chair beside him, see if we could find it. We would each discover it in a different place. Everybody was searching for that mark on different places on the wall. He would call us all fools. He says, you are fools, one after another. Tell us to get down. And he would take the rule, remeasure, and find that he wanted half 31 3/8 inches from the corner. Would try to do it in his head and go mad. Now he tries to measure the length on the wall where he had put it up, and he goes mad. We would all try to do it in our heads and all arrive at different results, sneer at one another. In the journal row, the original number would be forgotten. Uncle Podger would have to measure it again. In all these rows, what happened? The original mark is forgotten, even the number is forgotten, and Uncle Podger would have to measure it again. He would use a bit of a string this time. This time he is using a bit of a string. At the critical moment, when the old fool was leaning over the chair at an angle of 45, trying to reach a point 3 inches beyond what was possible for him to reach, the string would slip and down he would slide on the piano. The string fell down on the piano, and there was a kind of musical note, really fine musical effect being produced by suddenness with which his head and body struck all the notes at the same time. His head, his body, and that string, he fell down on that piano, and there was certain kind of music out of that. And Aunt Maria would say that she would not allow the children to stand round and hear such language. Now, Aunt Maria, she says that she would not allow the children to stand around and hear such language because he was scolding them. At last, Uncle Podger would get the spot fixed again. He found the spot, put the point of the nail on it with his left hand, take the hammer in his right hand. With the first blow, he would smash his thumb. Oh my God. Now this time when he was trying to fix the picture by hammering it, suddenly he missed the mark and it smashed his thumb and he dropped the hammer with a yell. What is yell? A loud, very, very sharp cry on somebody's toe, and that hammer fell down on somebody's toe. Aunt Maria would mildly observe that next time Uncle Podger was going to hammer a nail into the wall, she hoped he'd let her know in time so that she could make arrangements to go and spend a week with her mother while it was being done. So this is really very funny. Aunt Maria feels that next time when Uncle Podger would do something, he would tell us beforehand so that we all can move from this house and he alone will do that. Oh, you women, you make such a fuss over nothing. What is fuss? Noise. Uncle Podger would reply, picking himself up. Why? I like doing a little job of this sort. Now he says, why I do all this silly job, a little job. And then he would have another try. At the second blow, the nail would go clean through the plaster, have the hammer after it. Uncle Podger be precipitated against the wall with force nearly sufficient to flatten his nose. Now, he tried this time and the nail went cleanly through the plaster. But in that course, what happened? Uncle Podger be precipitated. He hurled or thrown violently against the wall with force. Then we had to find the rule and the string again. Now this time everybody is searching for rule and a string. A new hole was made about midnight. He made a new hole about midnight. The picture would be up, very crooked and insecure. The picture is unstable, crooked, it's not straight. The wall 4 yards round, looking as if it had been smoothed down with a rake. Everybody dead beat and wretched except Uncle Podger. Now, this time he did it, but the picture was crooked and insecure. It was not straight and it was not stable. It was unstable, could fall any time. And then they brought a rake. With that, they smoothed down the wall. There you are, he would say, stepping heavily off the chair onto the charwoman's cones, surveyed the mess he had made with evident pride, because he created the mess around his home. And then he says at last, why, some people would have had a man in to do a little thing like that. Now here he says that why someone need a man to do these kind of little things like that. No, anybody can do that. So here he is trying to save himself. This is the end of the chapter. Now there are certain MCQs, multiple choice questions. Please answer them. Jerome K. Jerome was a right comic writer and humorist. Second, Uncle Podger was absolutely right. C. An unskilled man. Third, Uncle Podger collected all the materials himself. False, because he made everyone in the house to undertake this job. Fourth, Uncle Podger wanted a hammer from. Uncle Podger wanted a hammer from. Will, absolutely right. Fourth, Uncle wanted step ladder from. Tom, correct. Fifth, Uncle wanted Maria to hold the light, correct. Sixth, the handkerchief was in the pocket of his coat, correct. Seventh, for half an hour, the uncle himself was sitting on his coat. Excellent. Uncle Podger lost the sight of. Mark he made on the wall, correct. Uncle dropped the hammer on somebody's toes, correct. 10th, Maria was the wife of Uncle Podger, correct. 11th, Aunt Maria was B. Fed up with the uncle's way of working. 12. Finally, a new hole was made. True, absolutely true, because in the end, a new hole was made. 13th, the task was completed. C. At around midnight. Absolutely correct. 14th, the picture frame on the wall was crooked and secure. Was stable, secure, was beautifully mounted. What is the answer? Actually, in 14 there seems to be some problem. It's insecure. B. Was crooked and insecure. 15th, mess means a sheep, a dirty state of things, a clean place. B. A dirty state of things. Sixteenth, the word yell means A. Shout. Excellent. 17th, fuss means to create trouble. Correct. 18, the crooked means C. Not straight. Correct. 19, commotion means trouble. Correct. 20, gaping means looking with the mouth open. Correct. The word growl means B. Crawl. Correct. 22, Uncle Podger's family was interested in music. False. I have no idea. True. It's true because they had musical instrument. Piano. Correct. 23rd, uncle injured his head. Thumb. when he was trying to save the glass. 24th, Uncle cut himself while trying to save the glass for fun in spite of his being skilled man. A. While trying to save the glass. And last one, Uncle Podger did the job all by himself. False. That's great. Thank you very much. Please subscribe and click on the bell icon to get more videos like this. Thank you very much.